Wanna Stars. I'm Nikki and welcome back to the channel.
I'm Lizzie.
And before we start the video, please give it a thumbs up.
Subscribe.
And ring that notification so you'll always be notified whenever we post a brand spanking new video. We post very out. Also, share the video if they were ditching out, especially your brothers and sisters. And even if you don't have any, better way to share it with them anyway.
You can do it, you can do it, you can, and you can. Woo! Today's video is a video that we have been meaning to film for a little bit, and we just kind of hadn't got there yet. Okay. So, a few weeks ago,
And it's thundering, I think, guys.
it is thundering, I believe. We're supposed to get some storms. But I don't know if we're under tornado watch or not for sure. But anyway, hopefully we will trust in God and just trust that He will keep us protected. Okay. So, Nikki had to go get some shots for school. Okay. And she had to have 2 shots. One of them, I can't remember the exact names of the shots, but I know one of them was to prevent her from catching chicken pox.
Nobody wants those.
That is right. They don't. You know, I actually never had those. Hopefully I won't get them. I would knock on wood, but I don't have anything right now over here to knock on.
I've never had them.
There you go.
Okay,
I don't remember what the other shot was, but we went to the health department and we got our shots there. Okay. So, Nana C drove, and of course Macy was with us, and Nana C and Macy sat in the car, and Nikki and I go in, and we were the only people there other than the workers. So we sit.
There would be a problem.
There would be, wouldn't there? So we sat there, and we didn't have to wait very long, but while we were waiting, I think Nikki went and got a book to look at, or, just something to pass the time. So, a little bit later, they called her back there. So, we go in. The nurse gives her one shot in one of her arms, and then the other shot in her other arm. And she said she did good. She didn't even bleed, which she didn't think she did, and she wasn't bleeding at the time, but then later, there was quite a bit of blood on Band-Aids. But that's not the point of this, okay? So, Nikki does really well. And she tells us, okay, before y'all leave, just sit out there in the waiting room for a few minutes to make sure she's not going to have any reaction. And we said, okay, but we're thinking, everything's going to be fine. Nothing's going to happen. So, Nikki and I sitting. We were very wrong. Nikki and I sit down in the waiting room, and we're waiting. So, we're just like piddling on our phones. And, well, I looked over at Nikki, and she's just being really quiet. And I think I said, are you okay? And I thought she's just tired, So, a little bit later, Nikki's like, can we go now? And I was like, are you ready? And she says, yeah. So, I said, okay. So, I said, well, let me go get a copy of your immunization record before we leave. So, we walk up to the front desk, and I ask for a copy. And all at once, the lady hands me the copy. And all at once, Nikki says, I think I'm going to be sick. And I said, okay, she's about to be sick. The lady says, okay. And then I see Nikki's eyes rolling in the back of her head. And I said, she's about to pass out. She says, I'll go get the nurse. So I'm holding Nikki up. And she gets the nurse. And the receptionist lady are both, helping us out. She's going down. If I wasn't holding her, she would have hit the floor. So the nurse is talking to me, and she's like, well, let's see if we can get her to the chair. Well, we couldn't even get her to the chair. We had to literally ease her down to the floor. And then the nurse checks her blood pressure and everything. Everything was fine. And we had to lift her legs up and put them in a chair to get some, blood circulation flowing. And I did not panic because I knew if I panicked, well, that's going to cause Nikki to panic. Because she wasn't.
Panic more than me.
Do what?
You would still panic more than me.
I probably would. But, Nikki could hear me talking to her, saying she's, about to pass out. She could hear all that. But she could not hear anybody else talking, which was strange. But, she was fine. We, later lay there for a few minutes. And then they made sure she's okay. and they brought out a bottle of water, a Coke, and what else was it?
Some of the chips.
Chips. And Nikki just wanted the bottle of water, and they said to take the other stuff with us just in case that she had to have it. And they said, had she eat this morning? I said, yes, she did. But Nikki didn't eat a whole lot. Nikki's not a big breakfast person. Just depends. But they said, okay, you need to get her, something solid pretty quick. So, needless to say, we did not even drive home. We drove straight to Dairy Queen and got Nikki some chicken. So, anyway, we get her chicken from Dairy Queen, and she eats it, and she's feeling fine. And we still had the Coke with us and the chips. That way, if she...
Water.
Oh, you drank on the water a little bit, didn't you? But you hadn't finished it, had you? I forgot. So, anyway, Nikki got to finish the Coke and the chips later. She didn't want them then, but we had them with us just in case she needed them, which she did end up getting to eat them later and drank her Coke later. But she did good with, there's supposed to be a lot of pain afterwards in her arms if she didn't exercise them. Nikki exercised her arms that way she would not have any pain. And she did very, very well. But, yeah, I don't know why her body reacted that way. But I was actually very shocked about it. And my mama said, I knew something was wrong when she seen me and Nikki walk into the car because I was holding on to Nikki to make sure she wasn't going to fall and pass back out on me again. But I was very thankful for the nurse and the receptionist because they were so nice.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to them. They were moving quickly, helping her. And, well, I guess I should rephrase something. I said Nikki's not a big breakfast person. Some days she is and some days she isn't. And that morning she did eat before we went, but she just wasn't very hungry. I guess, she wasn't too excited about having to go get some shots maybe. But I guess not. I never was either. But she's good right now and shouldn't have to, don't have to have any more shots for,
I'm 16.
Yeah, I think that is when you're 16 when you have to get more fun, right?
Yep.
But anyway, do what?
You're completely wrong.
Shots are never fun. But we hope you like this video, and we will see you all next time.
Stars, everybody.
Bye, guys. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Nikki did not end up going to school that day. I was afraid she'd pass out again, but she didn't. But we kept her at home that day just to make sure that she was still well. Bye, guys.
Stars, everybody.